What would happen if Killmonger had saved Tony Stark? So we didn't get Iron Man or any of that. That's the premise of this episode. And it's an interesting premise, I will give it that. But it didn't do as much for me as some of the other episodes in this season. Over the past few weeks, we've seen the Watcher look at all these various threats, these multiversal problems. And slowly but surely we're getting the inclination that he wants to do something. Obviously he said to Stephen Strange, I can't interfere, I'm not a god, I watch, that's my role. But I think we are seeing the idea that he wants to be more active, even if it's not directly. But if he gathers the Guardians of the Multiverse together, which is probably how the season will end, then he's technically interfered, but not in a big way. He can probably justify it to himself. So we've seen that tension build up over the past few weeks, like I say, and then it's not really here this week. Now, we do have things like dramatic lulls, tension releases, those kind of things in various forms of media. But in something that's meant to be enjoyed for about half an hour, and then you take a week off, you have a natural lull. Unless you're literally watching the episode over and over again during that period, in which case, what's wrong with you? And okay, the cynic in me says, well, they're doing it weekly because they want you to keep your subscription going longer. It's probably true. But at the end of the day, this is being designed and released in a way that's meant to be weekly. You can binge it, of course, when it's all done, but it's released weekly. That's what we've got to sort of base it around. So you don't need the dramatic lulls like this one. It didn't further the overriding plot to me. It was just oh, this is a fun story. And yeah, it was nice to hear Michael B. Jordan, Angela Bassett even. Some of the casting in this series has been very confusing. Some minor roles have got the people back, some big roles haven't. It's very confusing. I don't know what to make of it. I'm not going to dwell on it too much like I did with the Dave Bautista thing. But I enjoyed the premise, like I say. I'm not taking that away from it. I enjoyed what it did with some of the ideas, but like I say, it just didn't further anything to me. And it leaves us, of course, with, the question of what will happen to Killmonger. Will he get the comeuppance, I guess, on this plane or the other plane, as was told to him by T'Challa? And every time that we get Chadwick Boseman back in an episode, I'm like, this was a nice send-off. No, this was a nice send-off. I'm going to leave anything about that until the end of the season, because I'm sure I'll pop up in that again as well. It wouldn't surprise. So I'm going to leave any more talk of that until then. But like I say, this episode, it was fine. I didn't waste half an hour of my life. It just felt like filler. It was like, we've got a run that we've got to do, a certain amount of episodes. Let's pop this in there. And at least it means that we've had a bit more Killmonger. We haven't just completely wasted him. Same with Ulysses Claw. We've got a bit more use out of him. But yeah, I don't think this added anything to the overriding narrative. So before I just completely sound like I'm entirely negative about the episode, I'm going to leave it there. I know it's quite a short one, this one, but it just didn't do anything for me. I've got not much to talk about. So next week, hopefully, will be another uptick, and I can start to enjoy myself again before we ramp up towards the end. So I hope you join me for that and everything else coming in the future. But until then, as always, thank you for watching and take care.